You've heard the rumors. Germany has some of the highest taxes in the world. You look at your gross salary, then look at your bank account, and you're wondering, where did almost half of this money go to? But here's the thing. The German tax system isn't just a flat percentage, it's a complex mathematical staircase. And if you don't understand how it works, you are likely leaving money on the table. So today, we're going to be breaking down taxes in Germany and how they actually work and the deductions that can be saving you thousands. Now, disclaimer, I'm not a tax advisor, and information in this video is based on my research and personal experience. Germany uses progressive taxation. That means you pay a higher percentage of tax only on the income above certain threshold, not on your entire income at once. First, the good news. Not every euro you earn is taxed. In Germany, we have the Grundfreibetrag, which is the basic tax-free allowance. As of 2026, that money is 12,348 euros. So the first 12,348 euros you earn is 100% tax-free. If you earn exactly this amount in a year, your income tax is zero. Now, this is designed to protect your minimum sustenance level. But the moment you earn a euro more than that, 12,348, so the moment you get to 12,349 euros, that's when the taxes start. And this is where most people get it wrong. They think that if I move into a higher tax bracket, I'll take home less money because my whole salary is now taxed more. No, that's a myth. As I mentioned earlier, Germany uses a progressive tax rate. So there are different tax brackets. So think of your income like buckets of water. Bucket 1 is 0%. So this bucket is the first 12,348 euros. This bucket never gets taxed. And if you're married and in tax class 3, this bucket would be double. The quantity in this bucket would be double. It will be 24,696, I hope I'm correct with my maths. But let's put a pin on the topic of tax class. We will get back to it. Okay, so but generally, bucket 1, 0% for your first 12,348. Now, bucket 2, that is 14% to 42%. This percentage grows, gradually. It rises gradually. It's like a sliding zone of some sort. So every euro from 12,349 euros up to 69,878 euros. The rate here isn't flat as well. Like I said before, it's sliding. The 12,349 euro is taxed at 14%, but the, let's say, 60,000 euro is taxed somewhere closer to 40%, And then when you get to 69,000 plus, you're taxed up to closer to 42%. Next is bucket 3. This is the top tax rate, the Spitzensteuersatz. As at 2026, this applies once your income gets to 69,879 up to 277,825 for a 2% tax rate on this. So it means, let's say, for example, you're earning 100,000, for example. First 12,348, no tax. On this, your salary now, from 12,349 to 69,878 of this your salary, it will be taxed between 14% to 42% progressively. Then once they get to that point, they then start the next tax rate that will apply to you, which will now be 42%. So you see that 42% doesn't apply from the very first euro that you earn or from the very 2,000 plus euro that you earn. This applies, so different amounts applies differently at different points of your salary. Okay, now bucket 4 is the rich tax. It's called the Reichensteuer. This kicks in only for every euro above 277,825. This is the simple explanation of what tax brackets are and how they work. I hope I've been able to explain it as simply as possible. So if you get a raise that puts you into the 42% bracket, only the extra money that puts into that 42% percent bracket is what's taxed. So the extra money that is within the 42% bracket is what's taxed, not the whole salary, not from the first euro that you earn. Okay, now income tax is one thing, but in Germany there are a few other taxes that might hit your income. The first is the solidarity surcharge. Now in 2026, most people still don't pay this. Okay, it's a about 5.5% of your tax bill, not your income, and it only kicks in if your tax liability exceeds approximately 20,350 euros. So, which means that you're probably earning over 73,000 euros per month. So, if you are not a high earner, if you're, say, a middle income earner or low income earner, you don't need to worry about it. You can ignore this. Next is the church tax. That's the Kirchensteuer. If you're registered as Catholic or Protestant, the state collects an extra 8 to 9% of your income tax for church tax. Now, this depends, of course, on the state that you are in. A pro tip: if you are not religious, you can officially opt out of the church tax at your local court or registry office to stop paying this church tax. Okay. Next is the capital gains or investment. Of course, this is for those who it applies to. It doesn't apply to everyone. Of course, this is taxed separately from your regular income. If you're making extra money, on the side on investments and things that are ETFs and all those things, the interest that comes from these things, you are taxed on them. Next is the trade tax. This is for self-employed people, business owners. It's also like the investment tax. Not everyone pays this, and the rules for this is completely different. Okay. Now, the biggest gap between your gross and net income isn't actually the taxes. It's the social security, and these are like mandatory insurances. They are pension insurance. This can take up to 18+% of your income, and it's shared 50-50 with your employer. Next is health insurance. This is around 14 to 15%, of your income, and an additional maybe 2.6 to 3 point something percent of your income. This is also shared 50-50 with your employer. Then you have the unemployment insurance. That's about 2.6% of your income, shared 50-50 as well with your employer. Then you have long-term care. This is about 3.6% of your income, and it will be 4.2% or generally higher if you don't have kids. I don't know. That seems to be unfair, but yeah, it is what it is. Okay, now I've made a video on insurances. Like, I've made a more detailed video on insurances, so you can go watch that for more information on insurance generally in Germany. Now, the German tax system is strict, but it's also generous with deductions. When filing for taxes, when filing for your tax returns and all, you can deduct a lot of things. For example, you can deduct work expenses. So your laptop, home office, home office equipment as well. The home office is fixed at a daily rate. Your expenses for commuting, currently as at 2026, you can get back 38 cents per kilometer from the first kilometer. These are work expenses that you can get back, when declaring. You can deduct rather for your tax for tax returns. Next, moving costs. If you moved for the job, you can deduct this during your tax filing. You can also deduct childcare. So up to 80% of costs for childcare are now deductible. Now, the average person can get back as high or maybe even more than 1,000 euros. Of course, not fake. Some people might get 200, 300, 400, 500. Sometimes you might even be owing the government. But then it's great to do this. It's not compulsory, especially if you're not in the tax class 3. We'll get into that briefly. It's a good thing to do. Depending on your own individual situation, you can get some decent money back. Now, let's talk about tax classes. We've touched on tax brackets before. So now let's talk tax classes. This should not be mixed up. Tax classes. I don't know why I'm saying task. Anyway, there are 6 tax classes, and your tax class depends on, your marital status, whether you have children, and whether you have more than one job. Now, as a single person, divorced or widow, you're automatically placed in tax class 1. Once you're married and you register your marriage, the government get notified and they automatically move you and your spouse to tax class 4. You can then decide to change that if you want. You can change to tax class 3, which means your partner has to be in tax class 5. And tax class 6 would be for those with additional taxable income. So you are in tax class 1 if you are single, divorced, widowed, that's after the first year, or you are married but living separately, that's tax class 1. Then tax class 2 is for single parents or you live alone with one child. Then tax class 3, 4, and 5 are for married people. Both are either in tax class 4 or one person is in tax class 3 while the other person will have to be in tax class 5. So you can't be in tax class 4 and 5 or 3 and 4. It has to be 3 and 5 or both in 4. Now, what does this really mean? The tax class you're in determines how much tax-free allowance you get. That's really the main thing with tax classes. There's really nothing else to it. So in tax class 1, the tax-free allowance is the standard Grundfreibetrag, and as at 2026, it is 12,348 euros. Now, if you're in tax class 2, your tax-free allowance is the Grundfreibetrag plus 460 euros for the first or only child, and an additional 260 euros for every extra child that you have. This is the single parent relief that is given to help single parents navigate the financial burden of taking care of a family alone. So if you have one child, that will be 16,608 euros. That means if you're a single parent with one child, the first 16,608 euros of your salary is not taxed. Now, in tax class 3, your tax-free allowance is double the standard Grundfreibetrag, while your partner, who is in tax class 5, gets no tax-free allowance. This is why usually the partner who is earning higher is usually the one that's always in tax class 3. Okay, now in tax class 4, both partners get the same tax-free allowance of 12,348 euros. So usually this is great for couples who earn similar, who have similar income. In tax class 6, you don't get tax-free allowance. So this is the most expensive tax class. So because of these different, slight differences between the different tax classes, it's important to look at your income, look at what you're earning, look at what your family situation is, and be sure that you're in the right tax class. In summary, Germany taxes income progressively. So higher earners pay higher marginal taxes, but you never pay the top rate tax on the first euro you earn. Solidarity surcharge and church tax may also, add a bit more to what you pay. Smart deductions, so making sure that you're deducting smartly during your tax return, can drastically reduce how much you owe, or at least drastically increase how much you get back from the government. It's important to know your tax class and to ensure that you are in the right tax class. So, is Germany's tax system high? Yes. Do you pay 42% on all your income in taxes as people claim? No. So, I hope this has been helpful when it comes to taxes. And until next time, do have a fantastic day. Bye.